This is the Rum Story, a visitor attraction that tells the history of the Jeffersons family from Whitehaven. It's set in the original shop, cellars and warehouse of their business. Founded by Robert Jefferson in 1785, the Jeffersons traded in wines, sugar and rum. Part of the Rum Story depicts life in 18th century Whitehaven, when the town was a wealthy, important port. In the 18th century, people in Whitehaven started exchanging coal, salt and textiles for enslaved African people, who would then be transported to North America and the West Indies to work on plantations. The Jeffersons family were part of this and profited from it. The sugar they needed for their rum was harvested by the labour of enslaved African people. This was the office where they managed their business, ran a fleet of ships and managed their sugar plantation in Antigua. Our rainforest gives you a flavour of what Antigua was like before English settlers arrived in the 17th century. This lush rainforest was destroyed to establish 160 sugar plantations. Within a century, the settlers had wiped out the indigenous Caribs. As demand for sugar and rum increased, so did the trade of enslaved people. Millions of West African people were captured and forced to work on Caribbean plantations. Conditions were hot, dangerous and inhumane. Our middle passage diorama shows the trauma experienced by enslaved African people, taken against their will to work on plantations in the Americas. People were shackled together in leg irons. Many would die. There were 400 enslaved African people, considered chattel slaves, on the Jeffersons estate in Antigua, people who were treated as property, like livestock or furniture. In stark contrast, this is a snapshot of a punch house in London where the wealthy went to have fun and drink rum. Rum was popular in America too, but in 1920 a law was introduced to ban it. Alcohol-related illnesses and crime went down, but there was a breakdown in law and order, with cities like Chicago being run by gangsters. This bonded warehouse lies virtually unchanged. Once it stored barrels and bottles of rum transported from the Caribbean. You had to do a 7-year apprenticeship as a cooper if you wanted to learn how to make barrels. When beer ran out on Navy ships, rum was issued. Admiral Edward Vernon, disturbed by the drunkenness in the Navy, insisted on mixing rum with water, sugar and lime. It reduced discipline problems and helped combat scurvy. Wherever there has been shipping and trade, there has been piracy. The famous pirate Blackbeard transformed himself into an awesome figure, with his long beard plaited with ribbons and fuses tucked under his hat so smoke would billow about his head. The Cumbrian coast was perfect for smugglers, as it was close to the Isle of Man, where duty on imported drink was lower than the mainland. Smugglers often hid in caves to evade capture. To get through the night, they'd mix rum and sugar with butter to make the rum butter we know today. This exhibition was put together in the year 2000. We'd love to hear how you think that we could improve it and tell the history better.